Now I'm live. All right. Well, welcome everyone to. Oh, you know what? I don't have access, so I can comment here, which is fine. It's perfectly fine because I will watch what you guys say from there. Hello. Welcome everyone to the launch of the Firestarters podcast, the Love Inspire Teach Firestarters podcast. It's important for y'all to know the proper name of the podcast. So my name is TeMeka C. Williams. Got my real ID today. They made me put my government name on there. But we are here today with Gary Scott of the Say F It podcast, as well as definitely in his 40s like I am. And we're here to talk to you guys about what dating in your 40s is like. So, Gary, I'm going to go ahead and let you give your dating profile because I can't remember it right now. I can't remember.
I am definitely dating, so that's my profile.
Okay.
And it's just as far as dating, I was thinking about this before I got on, and it's not so different than when we were in our 20s or our 30s. It just seems like it's more because of, I think, because we're older and some of the foolishness that we have to deal with. Because it's definitely, I will say it's much layered now than it was when we were younger.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. But your age, your dating preferences, those kind of things, what you got for us?
43, about to be, excuse me, 42, about to be 43. And I am open to dating good people.
This laptop keeps
Uh,
going white.
I am, I'm heterosexual, so I don't have
It's important to
a
make that
prefer.
distinction nowadays. I'm just saying.
Well, true, but I don't have any special preferences. I like to really base everything off of how I connect with someone. So,
You say that one more time for me as far as your preferences.
oh, my preferences, I just like to date good people. So when I meet a woman, I just want
Nice.
to be able to see that she has good energy. And like, I guess I would say probably some of my preferences are ambitious,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that she takes care of herself
Mm-hmm.
because I take care of myself. And that's like health and fitness are really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, just the regular other things that matter. Not so much of a straight edge lifestyle, but like I rarely drink. I don't smoke anything,
Mm-hmm.
not into recreational drugs or anything like that. So that's also important to me as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so I see Gabe has jumped on in. Now, Gabe's introduction is going to be a little different than Gary's because Gabe and I have these discussions about what it's like to date in your 40s because we met through Kendra G Media's um, post one time when she had to be in Atlanta and she wasn't going to do her regular dating show. So if you don't know, in Chicago, Kendra G does the it started off Instagram Live during the pandemic, and then she made it Facebook Live on the pandemic. And I just saw the other day she got blocked again from going live. And so Gabe and I met on one of those posts. So we had this conversation. I was like, I keep saying there's pee in the water. So I don't feel the way you feel about dating. I feel like it's just
Oh,
all.
before you finish, let me say there's definitely a lot of trash out here. But there was trash. There was trash in the 20s and 30s too. So for me,
I
it's
didn't
par for the
notice it as
course.
much as I
I
notice it now because I'm more experienced.
no, I noticed it then.
Oh, well, Gabe, you tell me. Because he likes to keep it spicy. He likes to debate with me. So Gabe and I have had these conversations. We've talked about what it's like dating and whatnot. Uh, we've had really great conversations, and he and I both follow Kendra G Media. Oh, fun fact: Gary used to work on the radio, so he understands radio well. So, Gabe, go ahead. What did I not share about you besides your age, your preferences, whether you're heterosexual, non-binary, and if you're polyamorous, and all that kind of stuff? Tell us what we need to know, okay?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know exactly what you said at first, so I don't
About
know what
what?
has been covered yet with my introduction or whatever. But my name is Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Did we
42,
play the
going to be
song,
40.
Brian? What happened when I played my song? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got distracted because I was like, we need big energy. Come on, Gabe. Where's your big
Yeah,
energy? Come on now. You know how I am.
so, right? You
Yeah.
want me to start singing?
You can sing it? Yes.
Nah.
I love that song. You know all the words? I do.
Nah. So, yeah, Gabe, 42, single.
Mhm.
I've never been married, don't have any
Mhm.
kids.
Mhm.
And last relationship I was in was about 6 months ago. Um, that didn't work out too well. I thought that the person that I was with was a little too bossy for him,
Mm.
and
But I'm a boss. Sorry.
that you are.
If you know me, you know me.
So yes, um, but she was also from a different country, so there were
Mhm.
some communication issues and
What
like
country?
cultural issues. Um, but since then, I've been dating, haven't met anyone that's really worth my time, I guess.
What
So,
country may I ask, Gabe?
what country? The Philippines.
Oh, you just hurt my feelings.
Why?
You know why.
You
You know
love the
I'm half
Philippines. What you talking
Filipino.
about?
I'm a Filipina. We be bossy. Who's not bossy
That
and
yeah,
want
yeah.
some?
Hey, I'm not gonna
But I
disagree with
got
you.
things to do, so I'm gonna boss my stuff. You boss yours. All right. Well, that is what it is. All right. So we came up with some topics to cover for you guys. However, I do have to mention that we have a sponsor. Um, and our sponsor is dun, 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 Agent K. So Agent K, if you signed up via Eventbrite or Eventnor, which you were on, you'll be able to see his logo. But honestly, go to Instagram and just Agent K. He is our country financial sponsor. He sells insurance, but Agent K is raffling himself off. So if you want to go on a date, if you want to go on a date, you can win a date with Agent K. So we'll have to talk a little bit more about how that raffle works a little later. But Agent K is one of our many raffle prizes. For based on the comments, first comment we get, you'll probably I'll let you actually choose your own prize from our array of prizes over here. Because this is a Firestarters podcast, I do have two different types of s'mores um, makers. One that's indoor outdoor, one that's only for indoors. Um, our nonprofit that we are raising funds for is the Chicago Urban League. I'm pretty sure I posted that already. And I did want to go ahead and give a free acknowledgement to Love Corkscrew because they are providing this for our event on Sunday for Mother's Day, our pre-Mother's Day event. So make sure you follow, appreciate Love Corkscrew for providing free wine for Mother's Day, pre-Mother's Day event. Um, and then I think those are the main sponsorship things I needed to cover. And then let's get into our topics. Do you guys have any preference out of the four initial ones I was like we have to cover and touch base on? Do you guys have any
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, and if anyone's wondering where Valencia is, Valencia, she had to jump off. We're thinking maybe we'll do it quarterly, but she had an emergency come up, so she's not going to be able to join us. So we hope she feels better. I think the first one for me was Um, do you love it or hate it? And we kind of touched on it already, but I'm not gonna go first. Any takers? I'm going first.
I'll go first as far as loving dating. Like I've been on a lot of blind dates. So it's like I don't mind meeting people. For me, it's more so about the experience because I also know that I'm not going to connect with everybody. So whenever I go out on a date, I go in with an open mind, knowing that at the very least I'm going to have a good conversation, and if we connect and it turns into something further, then so be it. But I don't get beat down about dating because again, like I said, there's a whole bunch of trash out there. As I tell people all the time, it's a lot of glads and hefties running around in general population. And
Okay.
you have to sift your way through them.
All right. Are you gonna try to go
Okay.
next?
Okay. So whether I love it or hate it, I'm very impartial. I guess I don't really love it. I don't really hate it. It is what it is. It's a little different from how things were when you're in your 20s and your 30s, right? You come in with a little more knowledge, a little more maturity, a little more understanding, right? Because people's situations change over the years. And so sometimes people might have a little more baggage. You have to understand that they're not going to have as much time as they used to have. Um, you got to be a little more resilient, right? The whole rejection thing is still it's a real thing, right? So even if things work out for you perfectly, they might not work out for the next person, and they might have to, move on to something else. And you have to have the confidence and just the self control to know that it's not about you, it's their situation and what they want, and so they have to do what's best for them. So and it can go both ways. You could reject somebody because they don't meet your standards, or they're not you know they're not exactly what you're looking for. But being over 40 allows you the maturity to accept that without taking it personal, and you just move on to the next person. So
Those are so very eloquent answers y'all had right there. Every time I think about this, I think of Living Single, and when he's like, when they have the little moment when they're like loving it or hating it, loved it or hating it. Damon Wayans and oh boy, I mean like 2 snaps down or whatever the hell they used to say. I'd be like, I hated it, hate it, hate it. But I think the reason for that for me is because I'm a mom. And dating as a single mom, I'm like, oh, wasting my time. I might have to get a babysitter. I might have to beg some help. This is my one day of the week during weekday that I have off. I could be doing a work event. I could be painting my toes. You got me out here. You best be interesting. You best be fun. You best treat me right. Hate it. Don't want to do it. I literally had this conversation with my first boyfriend. He came for my birthday party. So you guys, if you see because we're talking about dating in your 40s, the balloons are still around. I said to him, he doesn't want any more kids. That's his thing because he has one and he had his son really young, right? So I'm sorry, I'm moving stuff around so I can see everything. But the whole thing about it is that we're just like we're tired. Like, why is it? Yes, there's always been trash, but I didn't used to attract trash people. It's like the stronger I became in myself, the more I got tested, and the more I was like, I don't have time to do this filtering, you know. So my dating background, 41. I just turned 41. I was 40 last week. I was 40 last week, and then I was engaged, and I called that crap off. Right, called it off. Then I got pregnant. Yep, wrong order. Then I got married. Not to the person that is biologically my daughter's father. So Then this guy's putting hands on me. What is going on? And Gary, I met him at Duke, right? So I'm thinking, like, I've known him, like, it's not like he's brand new. But what is going on that I'm attracting trash? Like, I don't think I'm a bad person, so a lot of self-reflection keeps happening. And I've just come to the conclusion that strong black women are not appreciated. I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't. That's the honest to God truth. I don't want it. Toss this shit back.
Okay, can I ask you this because you brought up an interesting point? You say that you're tired, right? It's a lot of work to prepare for a date. We know that. You got to put on makeup, right? You got to.
You don't have to, but I be trying to be nice. Put a face on.
Right? You put a nice dress on,
extra.
do your hair, do your nails. You got to get a babysitter and everything. And then for the man, they don't really have to do much, right? They just show up.
They better do something. What you
right?
talking about?
So, but for the most part, there's not a whole lot of preparation. They make the plans per se, but you know what I mean? Then that's kind of the thing that women are frustrated by, is because they feel that they have to do more work during a date, from what I'm hearing a lot of times. And so
where are you
if
from?
they go,
what are you doing?
if they go
Because
on a
the
date,
city,
they want to make sure.
Pardon me, Gabe. Where you're at is more chillax. I'm in Chicago, metrosexual, central. You know, I'm like, what? No. Hey, do I get to pick the date or you're picking the date? Oh, thank God. You're actually going to pick the date? You're not going to ask me 50 billion questions about what I want to do, where I want to go, what this is going to look like? Okay. And then, all right, what am I wearing? I have to get dressed. Okay. What you're saying, I'm like, no. The guys that I encounter, no, it's not that. Is he a cheater? Is he a liar? Is he this, that, and the third? So I'm not relating to what you're talking about right now. I just have to be honest with you. So I just had to interrupt for a moment.
No, that's a good observation. I guess my thing is that the planning stage before the date, it really is, it can go both ways, right? Because the guy has to plan. They got to figure out where they're going to go. They probably have to do the driving, right? They have to pay for it. And as well as the woman, they have to, they got to prepare for it. They got to find a babysitter. They got to get dressed and everything. But a lot of times what you hear is the woman complaining, saying, I don't want to do all this and that. And if I go and I get dressed and I go at this particular time and I got better things to do, this better be a good date. And then that energy carries throughout the date, because it's almost like they feel that they did more work to prepare for it. So you better be worth their time, right? And that's not what a date's. You're supposed to just live in the moment and enjoy yourself and learn about the person. And sometimes they give off that energy like you owe them something. Anyways, I just decided I did touch on that.
But also from what Gabe was saying, I think what helps in most situations is and it's hard to do, but you shouldn't have any expectations. You should have the least amount of expectations possible. At the very least, you're meeting someone new. At the best case scenario, it might turn into date number 2. But you should be trying to be discerning in all that you do. And that's a really big thing as we do get older, is that our eyes should become clearer. So we should see things much more quickly than we did when we were in our 20s. And we should always have our finger on the pulse of what's going on. So if you're meeting somebody...
Y'all are single with no children.
And what does that mean? You can still be discerning?
I have my eye on way too many things. So for you to say that, I'm like, ooh. I can think of like recently where I've been like, yeah, I guess I was supposed to be watching for all that. But if I'm on a date and I'm trying to relax, why do I have to like... But see, what you're doing is you're overstimulating yourself when it comes to meeting someone. What do you mean overstimulate? I'm telling you, I want to walk in and just be pleasantly surprised.
So but see, again, that's the expectations.
No, it's not, Gary. You said that at my age I should be able to discern it better, right?
No, I said that was part of it. I said the first part of everything is you going in and saying, I'm meeting someone new and I'm going to have a good time. regardless of if this leads to date number 2. Because things don't start coming out when you're meeting someone until time is invested. And so another thing that I had to realize when I was younger, that I didn't really know when I was younger, is that just because you really like somebody and you're vibing with somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to be with them.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So with that, I don't have any expectations because I've been on the end of being ghosted, and I'm fine with that because, as my mother told me many, many moons ago, rejection is protection. So for whatever reason, somebody wanted to remove themselves from my life, and I'm fine with that. For whatever reason, we didn't vibe, and we didn't vibe on what I thought we were vibing on, and that's okay. So they walked out of your life, and somebody else is going to walk in. So you have to really release all types of expectations, because so many times people want to control the narrative of what's going on. They were like, I want them to be this. I want them to do this. I want them to look like this. I want them to have this type of job. I want them to have all of these things. And you come in, like Gabe said, you come in with that energy and you don't realize it, but it's off-putting.
So you don't care if you get ghosted?
I don't care.
Gabe, do you care if you get ghosted?
No, I mean, it doesn't. It's not a respectful thing, right?
Thank you.
You don't.
Cheers
because
to
you waste
that.
someone's
Can I
time,
pop
right?
some?
Especially when you're older. Especially when you're older, it's the time wasted. But as far as like the emotional part, it shouldn't bother you at all. You should say to yourself, okay, this is how this person is. I'm glad that they revealed that to me early so that I can move on with my life and then, spend my
Look, I'm
time
about
with
to
someone
change
that
my
actually
crown
does
on
care
y'all.
about me.
All right, so I never really totally can recall being ghosted until very, very recently. And I did a whole car conversation with my brother about it. I was like, oh my God, this 55-year-old man ghosted me? The hell is this bullshit? So I'm not going to go into all the details, but I was mighty offended because we had 2.5 dates. And I say 2.5 because I had to think real hard about it in preparation for the podcast. We went on a lunch date, we went on a dinner date, and then he wanted to take me on another date. But I had plans on the day that he asked me to go. Like, I live a very scheduled life. And the days that I don't have my kids get booked up fast. It's the honest to God truth. People who ask me, I'm like, do not try to manage my schedule for me. Just tell me the date. I'll tell you if I can make it work, okay? So, dude gets offended and tries to ghost me. And I say tries because I did put the shit on blast with blinded it, right? But I didn't say who. And he did reach back out. And me and my brother totally said, dude ain't gonna say shit. He ain't gonna come back. Tried to reach back out. Tried to explain himself. And I was like, you can say it in the chat. I called you. I left you a message. I also did this and this. And now you want me to spend more time? Waste more time on your behind? You done lost your ever loving mind. No, thank you. Like, he'd friend me and unfriend me. It was like stalkerish at some point. I was like, no, you lost your spot.
Why did you think that he deserved the conversation?
No, it wasn't his deserving of a conversation. I deserve to know why he did that and what his rationale was. Because I was like, how is it me as a person?
Did it make you feel better though?
Yeah, I wanted to know if it was
Okay.
just me that he was a jerk or if I was the jerk, but he was the jerk. Hey, Andrew, I'm sorry. So I do have a private exclusive room. So this is the plug right here. If you go to loveinspireteache.com and you join the email list, I said I would give those folks the private Zoom link, my personal Zoom chat. So, Gary, I didn't send it to you. I meant to. I'm sorry. Gabe has it. But you got this, so we all good.
Oh,
So I'm gonna.
so you
Drew.
say.
Drew, don't be laughing at me. You know better. Oh, I'm sorry. Drew. I'm not sure if I can hear you. Where's the beats? Damn it. You're gonna have to type in the chat or whatever your comments are, and I'll read them back. But Drew, I told them all about how we talked about how, as parents, this is not it. We don't. Do you like dating right now? Love it or hate it? Just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Middle. He said thumbs down. Praise Jesus. I think it's because you guys don't have kids.
No, it's not. It's not. You're saying it's about kids. It's not about kids. Like the thing is, I guess my tolerance is super low. So like I don't have it to give. So again, it doesn't bother me if I get ghosted. When I was younger, did it bother me? It did. Cause it was just like, man, I really thought like this was going somewhere. But now I really, as I've gotten older, I just don't care. Because if you do not want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. It's fine.
I
And
get
then on
that
top of
part
that,
of it. I'll
and
get
then you
done
don't
too
get to
at some
come back.
point. No, I get it. At some point, I get done too, but I do think it's rude.
I'm
So
not saying this.
TeMeka,
I'm not saying it's not rude.
I didn't say you were saying it's not rude. I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Well,
so
we just
what
have a
part
difference of
bothered
opinion.
you
That's
more? So what part bothered you the most with the ghosting? Was it the fact that you wasted time, or that you were emotionally hurt by that?
I was definitely
It
hurt.
kind
I
of,
don't know if I was hurt emotionally. I was hurt that my time got wasted. That was the
well,
most
those are two separate
frustrating,
questions.
aggravating thing to me was like that was a lunch on a Tuesday or whatever day that was, and that was a Friday night. I could have been with my girls.
So you
I
were,
probably put
so you were
lipstick
bothered
on you.
most.
Wait, so in college, Gabe, let me just say this. In college, anytime we went to a party, me and my roomie, the doctor, what's her last name now? She got married. Forget the last name. Anyway, we'd be like, this best be a good party because I can't put the lip gloss back in the tube. I can't put the lip gloss back in the tube. So things like that would be like, I could have saved my energy for things like that are important to me. Like people who understand my story, like how much I fought for time in family court. I do not like to take time away from me being with my kids. My phone just everything's dying on me over there. So for me, that was what really bothered me the most. Was like these guys are just wasting my time. I can't get it back.
Gotcha. That's what I was trying to figure out. Was it the waste of time that bothered you, or was it the fact that that person made you feel insignificant and they hurt your feelings to the point to where, you know, it kind of affected your self-esteem a little bit and you didn't think you were worthy?
You're funny. You must not know me that good. I don't have self-esteem issues like that. My issues are a little bit different than that. Plugs for this.
And that's the good thing about being 40 plus. We all agree that we could come across a situation and we won't take it as personal. Like our self-esteem is a little more level, and you know, we know that there are people out there that do things and you'll never understand it. But if you sit there and try to make sense of it, you'll pull your hair out. It'll just stress you the frick out. So it's like, oh, moving on to the next.
You can, if you want to curse, go ahead and curse. No, we're adults. It's fine. We're talking about an adult thing that we deal with. So
okay.
Yeah.
But I also think that what I keep hearing is the wasting of time. And I think that is that's a perception. And for me, like my time is not never wasted. Like if I willfully do something and I have like whatever happens, then it happens. So for me to pine away and be like, man, like I could have been doing this, like, yeah, that's the case in most things. If you do something and it doesn't turn out the way that you want, then you go like, man, I could have been using this time to do this, but you can't get that time back. So all you can do is look at it for what it is, either keep it or discard it, but then move forward. But to say like my time was wasted, it's very valid. But I think you pouring your like when you pour your energy into feeling like your time has been wasted, then you start to have like just a deep seating feeling of resentment that comes with that because nobody wants to feel that way.
Gotcha. And I also, to add on to that, I do agree, but I kind of see it a little differently. I kind of think of it like, you know, if you go to Las Vegas and you have like $100 to spend when you gamble, like even if you lose all the money, you already set aside that $100 to gamble with, so you don't see it as a loss. And it's kind of the same thing, you know, when Gary said, He doesn't see it as a loss of time. I don't see it as a loss of time because I've already allotted that little bit of time to do whatever. And if the whatever is you stand me up, ghost me, or if we have a great time throughout the day, that's great. But that time has already been allotted for, so I'm not going to sit there and whine about it. If that makes any sense.
I was whining. Oh
No, I agree with you, Gabe.
I agree with you guys that I already allotted the time. It's more of, I guess, to dig into what you guys are saying, it's a respect thing too, because after, like, the theme that most people have expressed to me is that because I spent 4, 5, 6 years in family court, it's more of a, I lost time with my kids, and part of me is just like, I'm going to learn to figure out how to stop these guys from mistreating me and disrespecting me like this. So I get that. I made that time investment to learn that. But I'm not going to allow for myself to go on more than... Really, if you get to the third date, you should be pretty good, And if I told you yes to the third date, like I just said, we gotta sync calendars. Why are you getting offended? That was what was ticking me off. I was like, you got offended because I have a life? Who's the real problem here? So I get what you're saying, that I shouldn't be feeling some type of way about it. I hear you on that. But another part of me is kind of like, you need to respect me. So I guess it's a win either way. I just don't want to have to go through it like that. So we're going to get the topics to be a little bit more spicy, because the next part we wanted to talk about was intimacy versus freaking then and now. Y'all saw that in the topic thing, right?
I believe it was there.
All right. If you want, I can kick that one off. So for me, I was talking to some, I can't remember. I have a lot of conversations. I work in sales and marketing. So the thing with it is, in high school, I feel like you get a lot of sexual exploration done then, right? Then to be in this age, like, I've tried to be a little bit more discerning, but this one dude was trying to get me to do text sex, phone chat, not phone sex, but I was just like, this is a lot of motherfucking work. You want me to be texting you back and forth, sending you these goddamn pictures? I feel like I'm in high school. I'm done. I don't do this shit no more. Don't. Who the fuck does this shit? I'm tired. I'm going to bed, or I'm going to go sit and watch my TV. That's then, now, Or if I'm in the mood, I'm going to let you know I'm in the mood. But if I'm not in the motherfucking mood, you ain't going to be able to convince me unless you do everything you learned in these 40 years of our lives. Okay? That's how I feel about it. I don't know if any of y'all want to. Go ahead and share if you pass on that question.
No, I just think, as far as, like, when you get to a certain age, you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. So I'm of the belief that a woman is always going to let you know if she wants to take it there. And if you have to ask, the answer is no. And I think so many times guys might not have that mentality, because they think, like you said, that they can convince, they can come over, they can stay a little longer, and they're going to wear them down. But a woman is always going to let you know what she wants to do and when she wants to do it and how she wants it done.
Is she always, though?
Always.
Are we that transparent?
Always.
Okay, so then why is it that literally I went out and this dude, like, you can see in the pictures, I'm like inching my shoulder, like, dude, you too close. Get up off me. Like, you haven't earned the right to even give me this kids like that you attempting like. Do you see my ass about to fall off the goddamn chair? So I'm sorry, but maybe that has to do with like I said, I tried 15 years older. That shit didn't work. Tried younger. They don't fucking care what you feel. And my age group be like, we do what we do. Like, so I don't get the respect. I feel like, God damn, is it? I dress too cute? Let me put something ugly on. What is it? I'm dead serious, guys. I'm so dead serious. I'm so dead serious. Explain it to me. Break it down for me.
Yeah, so my experience, I guess I would say that a lot of it's pretty much the same. It's because I have health-wise, I would like to think that I'm exactly the same person as I was 20 years ago. But the difference is, I guess, because I've lived so many years now, I'm almost desensitized. Like there's a lot of things that's not going to arouse me or pique my interest. If I look at, I just, and you know what you want, right? Like everything has to be like, you're listening to the woman, of course, and trying to figure out what she wants, but you know exactly what you like and what you want. And so, instead of just being super aggressive, you just, you kind of just go with the flow a little more. But
I think you're more
as long
cerebral, though, Gabe, in our conversations. I'm like, he has a lot of goddamn questions. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Like,
okay,
there's a lot of goddamn questions. But okay, I said this, so we've had this conversation because, like I said, we were responding to this post for kendragmedia. I wish I could find it right now and put it up on the screen, but that's too much. But, and I feel like that's fair, though, because that's how we met. We met off of a post that guided us with these questions related to like dating and what it's like right now, right? But
yes.
At the same time, I was kind of like, this is too many questions sometimes. Like, or if I'm saying, tell me what you want or tell me what you like, and you're asking, well, then you follow up with, answer a question with the question. I'm like, this ain't no more fun. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, because
Gary, you
when
got
you
the
talk
straight
about
face over there. Why you got such a straight face about it?
I'm waiting. I'm gonna chime
Okay,
in.
he's gonna wait patiently. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let him stomp on
It's
your
just that when you talk about sex and intimacy, that stuff should just flow naturally. It should be very fluid, should be organic, right? And so once everything starts to turn into a process or a script or something like that, then people start to, it doesn't flow right. So that's the only thing. And
What if it's a
and
surprise?
when
Okay, so like you said, it should flow naturally. If you get popped up with a surprise visit, are you still gonna ask a bazillion questions? Are you gonna like? I don't know. Tell me how you do that.
I wouldn't. If the person is in front of you, that's different. If you are further away from the person and your only means of communication is through, a phone call or a video chat or something, it's a little different. So, but overall, I guess what you try to do is just, you're trying to learn about the person. And then
so
everything else comes second, because you're not even going to experience that with them anyways. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. We can't see you, but
anyways,
we can hear you.
Hold on. Let me get my camera.
We'll kick it over to Gary. You want to finish your thought?
Yeah, let me go ahead and fix my screen here.
Can Gary go?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, take over, Gary.
Well, I just think that the whole conversation of sex is something that is better to be had later than it is sooner, because you should really be trying to get to know a person. You should be trying to get to know somebody before it gets to that level. And I think so many times, especially like I would say when we're younger, not me, but when you're younger, you tend to like it's the thing that you're chasing, like it's the finish line that you're wanting to get to. And then as you get older, you should realize that just sex in general is a much more layered interaction. So it's an exchange of energy, and it means so much more when you actually connect with somebody. Because I use the example of, if you're getting together with somebody and it's a one night stand and the sex is trash, then you're just like, man, what was that all about? Like, because there's no emotional connection. But if you have that same interaction with somebody that you care about, then it could be like, man, I hope that they do better the next time, or I hope it's a much more enjoyable experience next time, because you have that emotional connection. And I think so many times it's not that for people, because it's a finish line that people are looking to cross. But also, once you get to that point,
without emotional connection. Is that what you said?
you said what?
You said you have sex without emotional connection.
I did not say that.
Is that what you said? People do?
That's absolutely, that's what
but
people
you don't?
tried it. People, I absolutely do not.
Just kidding.
I absolutely do not.
I'm messing with you, Gabe. What is up with you? What happened to Gabe now?
And so with that, it's like you should be able to have a very free flowing conversation, especially beforehand. And you don't have to like go super into details or anything like that. But if you have been intimate with somebody, you should be able to have a conversation. What do you like? What are the things that you don't do? What are things that you're open to? You should be able to have you have a full, like, open dialogue about what you like, because you don't want to get into an intimate situation and then somebody pulls out like a quarter horse.
Pull out though.
That too, but somebody introduces a quarter horse and some popcorn, and that's how they get their rocks off.
What? Popcorn and what?
A quarter horse.
What's that? What do you mean?
A mini horse.
Who does?
Exactly. Who does that? Right. Who does that? Right. Exactly.
I've never done that before.
Exactly. And so.
Okay, we're gonna get to my song. Okay, so before I play it all the way or a little bit, I do have to say, the thing is, I had to like basically realize it was a stripper song when I watched the video, but I was listening to the words like, all right, I love the lyrics, I love it, and then I was like, who is this chick? Why does she look like that? I was like, oh, it's a stripper song. Oh well. Then I have to say that I was like, they put Mimi on it. Now, our generation, emancipation of Mimi, I was like, oh, this is my shit. In the house. Chi-Town. Energy. Oh, Mariah, yes. DJ Khaled on it and everything. I'm just saying, like, I love that song. I love that energy, and that's what I'm looking for. We're at the 14-minute marker, so I'm just going to give a final featured sponsor mention. Also, I'll be checking the emails that got added. Brian Gorman was our first Facebook comment. You get the pick amongst all these prizes, but he told me you want cash money. Guess what? You ask for what you want, you shall receive. And I'm that type of person. So if you know me, I'll be like, if I got it, I'll give it. I'm in a podcast studio, so I did give, but I give more. Ask and you shall receive. I mean, if I ask you to touch it, you need to touch it. If I ask you to lick it like a lollipop, I'm just saying you might want to try it. It could be this finger, it could be this finger, it could be this earlobe, it could be anywhere else. We're grown. We're in our 40s. Like, we've done a few things, right? So why can't people get that? And in my experiences, I'm just like, this has gotten entirely too complicated. Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm saying X, Y, and Z, and you're saying A, B, and C, and now we got to find L, M, N, O, P. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I just remember dating being so much easier. So we didn't get to touch on dating apps. So we can hit that real quick, because we have a few minutes. We don't have to rush off. But do you use them, Gary? Do you like them? Which ones have you tried?
I've tried all of them,
You have.
and
What's
yeah,
the
I've tried
best
all of
one?
them. I would say Hinge.
Me too. I like that one. I heard bread box something bread.
I haven't tried that one.
I
I've
forgot
tried
how fast my
Bumble.
Bumble. I
I've
tried
tried
that.
Bumble.
I tried Bumble, Hinge. I never did Tinder, and I forget. I feel like there was another one.
So, what
I'll
was
have
your
to
worst
ask my ex,
experience?
but he told me the bread box one. I do have
Bread
one
box.
good ex off of Hinge. One pretty decent ex off of Hinge. Like we definitely went on multiple dates. We went on dates for like 6 months. Like he had gotten divorced and he had been married for 10 years. They were separated, and I can't remember how long the separation was and when the divorce happened. But ultimately, I got the feeling like that was a long relationship. I think you need to grieve a longer time, and I got the impression he wasn't done grieving yet, and I completely respect that. We have a good time to this day. I can hang out with him. He texts me what's up, and I also have to say that he's not from Chicago. So when we were talking with Gabe about that whole who's picking the date, I would let him pick the date. I shouldn't say I would let him. I would ask him who's picking the date because he wasn't from Chicago. So I was like, you don't have to pick. Like, I know this city, but if you know what you want to do, let's do that. So we were actually really good about who's taking over the planning. Because we both, he's way more type A than I am, but we both had those tendencies, but we both had kids. So there was a lot more mutual respect and understanding there. And also, I could say to him, Gabe's back, it looks like. I didn't see any things to come back in this other one. But so we had that mutual respect and understanding of one another, and even when it ended, like we had an actual conversation. I even told him, I was like, it ended the second time. Let me put it that way, because I put him on pause, and he was okay with being put on pause. And we were like, let's revisit. We revisited, and even when we did that, we had a conversation. I was like, I really was tempted to text you because I could have said everything I said to you over text, but I really wanted to, like, let's figure this out. Like, where are we going? And we had a very adult conversation. It felt really good. And to this day, I'm like, whatever. If you feel like you don't know something about Chicago, you want to see something. He doesn't have, like, he keeps his circle tight and close, which I respect. Totally different than me, though. Lots of circles and they can get big, small, whatever. But he works in sales and marketing. We have a lot of synergies. And I was like, why do we have to end all that? And I've always had this debate with people about, can you be friends with your exes? And I did hit a point in time where I was like, hail to the no. But another part of me is like, no, if I was with you for that long, we need to, like, it shouldn't always blow up and be done that way, you know? So that was my experience with Hinge. That Bumble, nothing fruitful came out of that. Nothing. Facebook dating was the other one I tried. I was like, there was one more. That one was the biggest trash pit ever. It was. Did you deal with that one, Gary?
Yeah,
You didn't find it to be a trash pit?
absolutely a big dumpster.
I was like, why do they keep throwing this bullshit at me? Gabe, you're laughing. Which of the dating apps have you tried?
I've tried POF.
Plenty of
have a Tinder.
trash.
Plenty of trash.
Was it? I didn't try that one.
Plenty of trash.
Didn't appeal to me.
Tinder.
I heard too many bad things after
Bumble.
I got older. When it first started, it was cool. Then I heard it went trash.
Yeah, there's still three. Tinder,
You
Bumble.
didn't try Hinge? We like Hinge. Gary and I agreed.
Hinge.
No.
No.
Okay, so the reason why I tried Hinge, my girlfriend who is a therapist and her specialty actually happens to be dating. She was like, the clients like this one. I was like, all right, I'm going to that one. Gotta find out which one people like. I don't know. Match.com, I know people who've gotten married off of that one. eHarmony, I know some people that got married off of that one. Maybe, and I've thought about paying for it. I really did. But the black people I talked to didn't always sound like they had the bestest of success.
Do you believe that if a person pays for that type of subscription that you're going to find better candidates because people are more serious about,
No, they
finding
be hiding
someone.
them. Catfishing is a real thing. Not necessarily so. That's
But
why I
would you
feel like, do I
pay
really want
like
to pay for someone to
$50,
catfish me?
$100 every so often just to catfish people, right?
They do.
You would.
People do that nonsense. Am I lying?
I mean, I
Gary,
wouldn't.
am I lying?
You're
You
not.
got money to burn. I'm like, the fuck? You got money to burn and time to waste? The world's... I'd be like, I'm wearing a crown. So let me tell you what I want in my life. I'm looking for a king. I mean, who else wears a crown? I hope it's someone good who wears a crown. Dude, is it a clown wearing a crown? I don't want it. If you're a clown in a crown, toss it. All right, we're gonna close this out. You guys need to pub your businesses. I can't remember, but what else? I already talked about the raffle. I'm gonna check to see who subscribed, and we'll go from there. And we might do this again, revisit whether 6 months down the line or whatever. So, and I will go ahead and pub for free. Kendra G's dating show. That shit's hilarious. It's funny. It's way better than that Kevin Trash person they wanted to talk about. What's that boy's name? That
Nobody
boy?
likes
I
saying
call him
his
a boy.
name.
Don't even say
They
his last name.
treat him like Beetlejuice.
Right?
Is he Beetle? He
Seven
looks like
cameos.
Oh wait, that's
Because they don't say his name.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude. Anyway, bleh. And
Rhymes with Kelvin.
When the guys brought it up, Gabe brought that up in the let's talk about the agenda. I was like, ew, why? Do we have to?
Well, we don't have to talk about him particularly, but like his theories and.
He has valid theories. Don't get me wrong. I think he does have some valid theories. That's not what we're saying. It's like, I just feel like he's that person who's crying for attention and says stupid shit. And we're like, you gonna highlight the stupid people so we get more stupid people? Why?
We'll talk about him next time.
Yeah, next time. All right. Plug your businesses. Safari Tech, Say F It Podcast, whatever other businesses you got going on, because we hustle up in this.
Well, Say F It Podcast, SAYEFFIT, sayeffit.com, Say F It across all social media, SAYEFFIT, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I review movies without spoiling them, and my tagline is film, food, life, and more.
All right, love it.
So Safari Tech, we buy, sell, and repair Apple devices. We repair Windows PC and Android devices as well, but our specialty is Apple. We're Apple fanatics, and our website is theappleteam.com, theappleteam.com. And once you go to our website, you'll have an idea for what we do and how to get connected. All right, we had some classes coming up this summer, computer literacy classes. If you don't know about or how to do Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, we'll teach you how to do that. We'll teach you how to do websites. We'll teach you how to do graphic design with Adobe Creative Suite, that type of stuff.
Ooh,
and of course
his class. No, I'm just kidding. I did that way.
Yeah. And of course our inventory is on our website as well, so you could check to see what we have available.
But if we want it shipped to us, does it take a long time?
It really depends on the carrier, but we usually just say between 5 to 7 days. But we're always going to suggest going with us because we offer warranties and you get peace of mind when you purchase stuff from us. You go to the Apple store and get something brand new. You're going to be spending $1 bajillion. So
trillion.
You could or you could go online to like Craigslist or something like that and purchase something used, but you're going to be.
Because I've been talking about getting an iPad, and he told me to get the Pro. I was like, that's all my monies. And Gary already knows the only reason why I haven't checked out his podcast is because I'd be falling asleep and shit, and I'd be like, I like you. Can I just call you on the phone and talk to you? I known you a long time. I like talking to you, just you. I don't know if I saw that movie. I watched that movie. I don't know if I care about that movie. I just want to talk to my friend. But
Absolutely.
Gary's an awesome person. So Say F It podcast, Safari Tech in Hawaii. Honestly, I want to get my ass to Hawaii. I might be like, business trip to go buy my
Come on.
iPad Pro. I'm going to write this shit off. I'm going to write all
Bring your
this
booty.
off. Bring my ass on up to Hawaii. 2-minute countdown. Don't forget to go to Agent K, Instagram.com/Agent K if you want on your computer. Agent K is his handle if you're going to go just searching for him. Get you some insurance. It's important. I promise you. I had an experience or two about that. And then I'm going to play MJB. Mary Jane Day was the other day, so we're going to get some MJB going. And because we're into the 90s and we love that music, is to be happy, to find a love that's mine. It would be so... I can't sing, but I'm going to try, y'all. Don't be mad at it, all right? Be happy. That's all I really want. Happy. You know she's getting her ass beat by, what's his name? Casey JoJo? Which one of them? Whoever she was dating, he's beating her ass. Lord above. And look at how successful she is. Is in front of me. Which one? Gary or Gabe is in front of me? Oh, Brian. No, I had a Brian already. I have a Gabe. I don't think I had a Gary yet. Oh, she's
You've had a Gabe.
I know the way I feel inside. I know every fucking word to that song. We're grown, we're adults, we're dating in our 40s. We're going to have to come back to this, especially that trash Kevin, whatever his name is. Y'all have a great
7
night.
cameos.
Go to Love Inspire Teache. Like, subscribe, and know that I will have merch coming soon. I actually have a text like, TeMeka, look at these samples. So my children said, Mommy, you got to say like, subscribe, comment, and merch is coming. Merch is coming. This is old merch for Royalty KO Media, another company of mine. If you're a speaker, check out my Speakers Management Bureau. The phone number on this is old, but it has a light. Love Inspire Teache, baby. Love y'all. Mwah. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. I can let you into the private Zoom thing. I texted it to both of you guys. Brian's going to take us off, and we should be good.